Yeah, definitely. I would rather just take a bus or be a pedestrian. Because driving, God, I don't know what happened the last couple of years. I'd say within the last 7 to 8 years, driving has gotten terrible. Like, drivers have always been a little kind of hit or miss. I guess it correlates with phone use, you know? Now, we grew up in the city, so it was just like, it was kind of pointless to have a car. And by the time it was like, we moved, it was like, forget it. You know, public transportation. It's like, I don't care. You love driving. Do you have open roads where you are? Because I can't imagine loving driving in a city anymore. Because, dude, I would, like, literally, I would walk from one part of Manhattan to another part. Thanks. And I would be able to walk faster than the cabs that were basically stuck in gridlock. Oh, Texas, yes. So there you go. That's why. I mean, if you had to drive a car in Manhattan, you'd be like, I hate driving. I would rather take out, I would rather walk. I would rather walk. Yeah, it was always funny because there was this time where I would actually wave at people as I walked by who were in the cab. They're literally paying for a cab to go uptown. And, you know, I get bored when I'm walking, so I would just actually look at the cabs and be like, all right, there's that cab. You know, I see who's inside of it, you know, and I just keep walking. And then like 4 blocks later, it's like they'd catch up to me. And then I'd wave, and they'd look at me like I'm an idiot. And I'm like, I make this hand gesture like, yeah, you just wait. You know? And then we get 7, 12, 15 blocks. They pull up, and I'm just like, hey, it's you. How's it going? And they're like, oh, my God. At some point, they get out and just walk. You still have cabs? Well, New York still has cabs. I mean, there's Ubers, there's cabs, there's all that stuff. But most people take subways or buses or whatever. Though I got to say, buses in Manhattan are kind of jank. I mean, they go where they need to, but it's not really super efficient. Subway's more efficient. No, because there's no traffic in the subway. It's basically a tunnel, and you get on it, and if you miss it, then you wait for the next one. And generally, that's when I get, like, the most music listening done. It's like I just throw myself on a bus and just listen to music and be like, bum, 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 bum. Now, the whole time. Headphones all day. On a bus, you have to deal with other people. Yeah, but most other people just want to keep to themselves. Yeah. So that was the one thing. One time I was on a bus, right? There was like this car that basically ran into the bus, smashed the side of it, like going really, really fast. Bus didn't even feel it. Because it was like one of those old school buses where it was just like, yeah, whatever. You know? And the car was like wedged underneath it. There was glass everywhere. And of course, being New York, everybody on a bus is like, yo, I'm running late. Can we just go? I'm like, yeah, sorry, we got to get the jaws of life to get this car out from underneath the bus. So you got to get the next one. This is ridiculous. You know? People opening up the window and shouting at the person who just got into the accident. Yeah, way to go, jerk. Now I'm going to be late for work. Yeah. There was zero concern for that person, too. They were fine, but, you know, it's just like, you know, people are just looking at, what a jerk, what a schmuck, blah, 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 you know. I mean, I didn't care. You know, I had a retail job at the time, so I'm just like, yeah, whatever. But then they're all like, well, why did you show up late? I'm like, sorry, there was a car under the bus. Well, what do you mean? A car got wedged underneath the bus because it hit it, okay? Yeah, likely, sir. Just show up on time next time. I'm like, all right, read about it in the paper tomorrow, bro. That's outrageous. What if the person was badly hurt? It's New York. They would step over the body and keep going. Where did you grow up? Like, quite literally. It's part of my callous nature comes from being a New Yorker, where I'm just like, all right, there we go. Yeah, this guy got hit by a car, but they're kind of moving. Let's go. You know, you move around it. This car is in an accident. Well, all right, flaming wreck. I don't have any marshmallows. I guess I'll keep going. That kind of thing. Yeah. And not for nothing, rule number 1 of growing up in New York is don't get involved. And there's a reason for that. Because even if you try to help somebody, they could just literally turn around and stab you in the ear for no apparent reason. Like, why? Why would you do that? I was trying to help you cross the street, you know? And I've made that mistake before, you know, where I'm like, oh, do you need help across the street? And they're like, get the hell away from me, you freak. And I'm like, okay. And this is like blind people, okay? We're talking about people who cannot see. You know? They're like, I can hear the light. I don't need your help. I'm like, what the hell? All right. Because you know how they have that beep where it's like beep, beep, beep. You know.